All right, for more, let's bring in the founder of Defense of Democracies. That would be Cliff May. Cliff, great to have you back on the show. So here's a question for you. How much of all of this is about seizing the drugs? That's what we've heard coming to America. Because really, honestly, this seems to be just as much about the oil and the ultimate regime change that they're looking for. And also, second part of my very long run-on question, explain what the president means exactly when he says, quote, they took all of our oil and we want it back. They illegally took it. I'd love for you to kind of get into that as well. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you. Good to be with you guys. So I think it's all of the above and more. I think if you look at the national security strategy that just came out, you see that what the president has in mind is he doesn't want South America, Latin America, continuing along the path it has long been on, which means being essentially influenced, driven, directed by America's enemies. And by America's enemies, I mean Communist China, I mean Russia, I mean the Islamic Republic of Tehran, which is all over places like Venezuela, but not just there. I mean Hezbollah, which is a proxy of Tehran and is a terrorist organization. He talks about it in terms of money because this is America first and it's your interest and it's your money. And we had companies over there and they had rights, and those rights have been abrogated. And we're also not going to let the drugs come out of this country and probably others as well, and go and end up in the United States. But he also, there's something called the Monroe Doctrine. When John Kerry at one point said it's no longer operative, I don't think he understood what it was. I think when he said it's no longer operative, he meant we're not going to interfere in South America's affairs. What it really meant was we don't want European empires and powers hostile to us taking over, essentially, countries that are in our hemisphere. We're not going to allow that. It's back. The Monroe Doctrine is back. And so I think he wants to force out, particularly China, Russia, Iran, part of what we call the axis of aggressors. One more point. There are three countries in particular that are really enemies of, adversaries of the United States. One, of course, is Venezuela. One, of course, is Cuba, which is deeply involved in Venezuela, and one is Nicaragua. And I think he has his eye on all three, starting with Venezuela.